Happy weekend to you. Welcome back to my channel. I greet everybody. Please, once you come across this video, I expect you to like and share the particular video to many platforms of your choice, and make sure you comment so that we know what you think about what we are going to discuss here. Put your comment and like the video, share it to many platforms, so that this update from DPM that I would like to share with you, and of course an update from Masanga, based on what is going on in Finland, just a little update about that. But before then, please like the video. Very, very important. It is important that you do so now before we even start. Very, very important. So according to DPM here, she put this push. She just put this post, and of course the target to people that matter, like she would normally do. But let's start from this one. It says updated SBIT. Finland courts. Christopher Musa, Nigerian Minister of Defense, explained how Nigerian state and politicians reintegrate unknown terrorists into Nigerian military, police, community, and special squad. Facts presented. Watch. These are the people committing crimes against humanity, killing thousands of indigenous through their government policy and support. The case against Simon Ekpa is ill-motivated to stop Biafran freedom and human rights. The freedom has been achieved by 80% Biafrans and is being protected. The sovereignty of the new Christian nation USB is legal and protected. Simon should be released. DPM Ngozi Orabueze. Then this is a post that she made June 14 June 2024. Breaking: General Christopher Musa, Nigerian Army Defense Chief, explained how Nigerian government recruits known terrorists into Nigerian Army and how the recruits start killings. Now, pay attention. Starting from here, don't worry. After this, and then I will now move to the other article that brought us here. I would like to start with this one. This is a post, as you can see here, on 13th March 2022. As of 6 minutes after 3 a.m., this publication was made by the Guardian. Guardian is a popular Nigerian, one of the popular Nigerian newspapers, reporting this issue that Army grantees support 559 repentant Boko Haram members. Okay, now this report is no other evidence than how Nigerian government reintegrate Boko Haram members back to Nigerian security architecture, and how they pay them money and everything. Then the question you should ask yourself: they said if they are repentant Boko Haram, right? The question is, who made them to repent? Who preached to them for them to repent? What happened? Why all of a sudden they are now repented? Are you aware of that? No. Now the tactics is this: they will use these people that they call so-called repentant Boko Haram to make them official government workers that will now do everything for final conquest. If you know, you know. Now let's move on.
I understand her awareness is hard. This one is where I'm the only Bible. Lawrence later that I will be faithful. Obedient and committed to the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
This is public service, okay, showing you how they integrate people and how they become army and police officers that always, today we now have a trigger happy officers, right? That is how this is their originator, how they originate, how they graduate, how they metamorphose to what they become today. And all those things play before everybody. You can see it, you can feel it. Then why are we talking about it now? This is to let Finland and people like them to understand that everything is not about your economy. Can you imagine the number of people? Can you see the size? And they're doing it batch by batch, just like do you know how they normally graduate NYC batch A, batch B, and all that? That is exactly what is going on here. Boko Haram members. Now that's why today Nigerian army, if you can't survive it. Now watch. This is in Plateau State. Mass exodus in Plateau. 150 died so far. 300 plus injured. Legend.
It is a sad story in Plateau State. This is the kind of news that people will not broadcast because they don't want the international communities to see it. This is the kind of news that they will keep secret. You will hardly see national televisions in Nigeria talking about people that died on Christmas Day. I mean, yesterday, the 25th of December 2023. Armed groups have killed more than 100 people in a string of attacks targeting towns across central Nigeria. Another deadly episode in a region with persistent religious and ethnic tension. They call it Fulanis and the farmers' clashes, but it is more than what you think. It is not just about Fulani and herders' clashes. All this attack has been the bandits, the Boko Haram, coming to the community and killing people, and the local officials among the sell the toll of the weak and by armed groups, sometimes called bandits, has risen to 110, increasing sharply from the government initial count of 16. The federal government initially said they were 16 people that they have been killed, but the community reported, and also the United States government reported, that there are 113 people that have been killed. This is so bad. Where are we going from there as a country?
Okay, that is one of the information that people are not, telling you what is going on in Nigeria. Now hear this.
And some of the airports, getting the former Boko Haram, because there are those who said they have repented here, and there are those who have questioned your system. And I'd like to ask you, does it work? I think it works. It is working very well. I mean, initially, I was the commander when it started. We were the ones that started. And every process we did, we worked together with the state because the state had the authority on ground. Before it started, when we communicated with us, they were willing to surrender. The state were the one that actually took the mantle, and we followed up. Everyone that surrendered came first. The security forces that were closest to them, they were disarmed. We got the DSS to profile them. The state government provides the management and administration of those people, took them to their camps. We were able to separate them, we sorted them out. We have, what we realized that not all of them are competent. That's one key area. There are some of them that were conscripted. Some were forced. In those days, when they attacked, they gather everybody and take it. Some were enslaved, they were used as farmers, laborers, and whatever. So we're able to sort those ones. The main ones that were the actual operators were kept separately. And what is being done is some of them now working together with the victims because it is critical. Most times we tend to forget the victims, concentrating more on one piece. We don't want that kind of piece. We have had operation, we have operated in Sierra Leone in other countries. We've seen how it is. The tendency is you concentrate more on the perpetrator and forget the victim. So we always carry the victim. The communities were the ones that before anybody is allowed to go back, the communities will decide that they can be like, yes, this person had nothing to do with it. Because the good thing again for Borno is everybody, so it was not easier for us to do. And then we now use issue of civility. Why is important? Because I have the first governor was talking about it. Why it is different for Borno State is that it was properly carried out. We had these communities were the ones who identified the youths. The first team used to put youths that really loved the country. They were profiled, they were brought out. The DSS profiled them. The military gave them some little training with the mandate to protect their communities. That was the mandate, not to attack anybody, but to protect their communities. And that's why you see the Borno State that is working. Now, in other areas, if they want to implement, because of the differences we have in ethnicity, in tribes, and other things that have been there, if we don't handle it properly, by the time you have these groups together, they will start attacking other community because they have already issued down there, and that's why it's dangerous.
Okay. He was trying to justify the act of integrating terrorists in the society and Nigerian, security architecture and all that. And one of the reasons that he pointed out here is that some of these Boko Haram were forced. When Boko Haram captured some people, they forced them to become their member and all that. So those ones, they filter them out and all that and all that. But guess what? Who is not leaking generals going out for operation? Do you know how many generals they have destroyed? They have pied. Why is it not so easy to buy? Even they captured one in their life because their boys, Boko Haram boys, are also part of the military because they are the one leaking information to their people, to their colleague, stay in the bush. So whatever Musa is talking here is just babadash. To me, it doesn't make any sense because everything has been proven that this your narrative and this your story is just nonsense, pure nonsense, pure nonsense. Anyway, let's move on to other things that brought us here. I told you I'm going to share a few things about the update from Finland. So this our brother David Nakotas Masanga. Masanga says something here. The persecutions case was a finishing exhibition in the Sharia desert, where in the Sahara Desert, where there is no water. I want to thank defense lawyer Tommy for his great cooperation and his impressive grasp of Finnish law. This work has exposed serious weaknesses in the intelligence presented to the court and opened a Padron's box concerning the allegations attributed to Abubakar Malami and the late President Mohamed Buhari. General Musa is a well-trained officer. Surely, is this the best evidence that can be brought before a court? Claims upon claims without credible substance. The killings and those responsible for violence still linger in Nigeria. Yet the persecution wants the court to believe that everything started with Simon Ekpa Biafra. Everything started with Southeast Biafra. Okay. To me, this has become a finishing exhibition to find fish in the Sahara Desert where there is no water. I love that proverb. As for Finland, I have already prepared my legal case concerning the issues between us for consideration through the European Court of Human Rights. This is about international law, due process, and accountability. We shall challenge the legal and evidentiary foundations of this case through other international lawful means. Finland must understand that international law applies to everyone, including states. President Alestor, the best course is to stop this before the matter goes further to the European Court of Human Rights in Paris, where I will nail you before the 27 judges. Dr. David Nakroch Masanga, date 14th August 2026. We have not slept on the job. If I see this man, what I would do is just to hug him. Because the intimidation, the stupidity from our people is alarming. Masanga is a gift. Now, those of us that are struggling to understand who is getting it right and who is not getting it right, and what I want you to know is among Ogenkere, Dr. Agi, Biafra disunite. Imam Madab, who again? Chomo Koma and her husband, who is in line with what Masanga is doing. Now, Dr. Agi and their group and some other guys who left the USB government are still in contact with Masanga. And they are the one telling Masanga that say, oh, there's an internal problem. Oh, there's an internal problem. That brought some misunderstanding along the way, which I'm not gonna do, touch now. I'm not saying that Dr. Agi reported to. No, I use Dr. Agi as an example. There are some people who worked with USB government and decided to go their way. Instead of them to go home and relax, they branch at Dr. Matanga's office by just and start gossiping to delay and bring obstruction to what USB government are doing. Many of us are ignorant of this, but I will be touching it little by little for you to know the Kimanka Imanonko. Just like Biafra Disunite, bragging that he is one bringing the authentic evidence and the authentic reports, that his reportage from Finland is second to none. And they are mocking Mazakwa, mocking him like never before, that he knows nothing, he's this and that. I understand it. See, I cannot fault anybody attacking Mazakwa, no. But it's always good for us to use that as an example for us to, put things where it's supposed to be. Put the, round peg on a round hole, making sure that everything is in line with what it's supposed to be. In Mazakwa and Mazakwa reportage and Biafra Disunite, you can see, the difference. I can assure you that I rather believe Mazakwa's report than Biafra Disunite. Mazakwa reporting that he spoke with Tommy and that is the PM lawyer, Finnish lawyer, and what Tommy told him. Whereas Biafra Disunite is reporting what Lasuba told. That Lasuba said this, Lasuba said that. Don't worry, we are coming on air after this, and we are going to do justice to everything that we know about this reportage and this and that. Just keep your eyes on that. We have already scheduled the program. I may start before that time, or I may start, a little late, but keep your eyes. And that's why you must subscribe and turn the bell notification on, so that each time we come live or upload a video, you will be first among those that will receive notification. Very, very important, that you do so. So I'm going to end it here. And like I said, God bless Dr. Masanga. God bless Dr. Orabueze for what she's doing and making sure that everybody follow what is going on diligently. Not by making noise and causing nuisance in court of law in Finland, and ignore what's supposed to do. Do you know the judgment of what is going on in Finland is not yet done, but Masanga is now anticipating how the court will rule this case, and he's willing to advance it to somewhere else. How many of you are paying him? Biafra Disunite and the Lazuba are busy calling him criminal, insulting him. The man is ready to drag Finland to international law, like he did before, to stop them from, packaging their papa to where they want. The clip of Udele bragging that lying, because these guys they can't repent. He even said that Masanga is not a lawyer, he's not this and that, but I don't want to react on it because it shows his level. Stupidity is a disease, or illiteracy is a disease. At least education differs. I go notice so. God bless you. Oh, please don't forget to like the video and let me know what you think about all this so far. God bless you and take care of yourself. Bye bye for now. Take care.